نفخر بأنفسنا لأنه إحنا رغم الاحتلال، إحنا يوميا الاحتلال بدخل رام الله صح؟ وبيزعجنا وبيعتقل الناس، يوميا بنشوف على الأخبار وهذا عنف يوميا بنشوفه، هذا بيأثر فينا. أنتم بجوز بتحسوش فيه آنيا بس جواكم بتراكم. ومع ذلك نيجي على المدرسة كل يوم الساعة 7:30 بنكون هون وبنفرح وعندنا فيسبوك وبنستمتع بحياتنا وبنرقص وبنكتب قصص، نعمل كل إشي جميل.
This is my land. This is my land, my land.
I'm Max Barnes.
I'm Rob Barnes.
This is Barnes Brothers Moving. It started, I went to Martha's Vineyard to look for a job for the summer. And I was literally just walking around, or maybe I had a bike. And there was a help wanted sign outside of a moving company. I walked in and they were like, yeah, we're looking for guys. I filled out an application and they put me in a car and took me straight to a move, and I was carrying boxes like within half an hour of applying for the job. Eventually, I felt like I could make a lot more money rather than having somebody else pay me, just find my own customers and get paid directly. I didn't think I could do it by myself. So right around the time my brother was getting close to graduating, we started talking about going into business together. Because I felt that I need a partner.
Now we have a truck and we've got a warehouse, and definitely a lot more larger network of people who know who we are and who would call on us for a move. And we've got some businesses that we regularly do business with. So yeah, we've done fairly well the past couple of years.
It's a very seasonal business, so it's the same in the same other moving companies that I've worked with. It's like your workforce fluctuates throughout the year. So you got like a core of full-time guys. Come the summertime, you take on people who...
Take a deep breath. We're here again with Edgar Snowden. We've been Snowdenized. We're self-selecting though, us 36. The deep state is around us, sentencing us to syzygy and semi-sapience. You take a deep breath, enlightenment ensues. Practice makes for perfect pitch. 2.0, it's self-suppositating, good as gold on the Goldilocks gradient. You take a deep breath, the Coke kimono opens, and what do you get? You get Frankencare with a kind of obligatorial mutualism tax cut for the rich and the rageful and the entitled. You take a deep breath. You penetrate the panic and the pain, the grief and the greed, the fear and the feng shui of rage and regret, shame and shanda. Enlightenment, eureka, Satipatthana Sutra is so sipid. Don't forget, for sure, for real. The real lobster roll is rock hard, a rock legend, a patriarchy of death. It's no less dire or gobsmacking geologically. Nocturnally, it's hotter. And that's not a momentary thing. The holocide is happening. Materially, the cryosphere is collapsing. Democracy is depersonalized. And its electronic asymmetries find their culmination in patriarchal Planck-length brains. Ted Cruz's, for example. It's Trump time. The nightmare continues, the existential threat deflation. It's a worst case scenario, a wormhole in time, back to the dick-driven, mad, sad, Jap-zapped House of the Rising Sun, the 1950s, the nuclear option is on the table, and North Korea is America light. The rising sea is rising still, and the witnessence arises artifactually. Enlightenment is the only antidote. Take a deep breath. My perfect audience, it's 1491, it's 9:10, it's 11:59:59. Drink your Fukushima Kool-Aid. At this late date and lackadaisically, what else can we do? It's a lacerating time. And the pandits and pundits and the pudendal pussy grabbers, the gringo, America First Nations, we're all natives now, and us 99% will be decimated. Take a deep breath. The evangelista eugenicidaires and their existential threat deflation and Deflategate. We are our own twin towers, building 7, waiting to come down in 12 seconds and make Trump tower higher. You wonder, how do the grammarians do irregardless? This is ESL, Holocaustal, Pentecostal, prescriptivist patriotism. You take a deep breath. You wonder, how did we get into this? Was it destined from the first QCD? From the first time the electrons outnumbered the positrons? Was this how it was going to end? You wonder, is this especially, specifically, the way it's supposed to be? You wonder, why am I white? And what is this white justice? This patriarchal, patriotic, prescriptivist pandemic that keeps my mind obfuscated? What holds the key, the PGP key to the AI that makes it so Trump-tastically we're in the twilight zone? This is Yibonish, the language of straight ahead, straight talking, Mav McCain, blood-clotted truth, us 99%. What are we, chopped liver? Chickens with our heads cut off, running around as Rome burns, and the fiddles fadaddle, and Caligula makes his son Don Jr. into a Russian envoy. You take a deep breath. It gets granular. The grammarian greedists insist on banks to bailouts in the secret deep state of Building 7 and Dealey Place. All falls down, and we get Abacus and its subprime, and the Paulsons, Hank and John, and the Diamonds, Jamie and Ted, the talkers, the trash talkers and TED talkers and white squawkers. Blessed are those who feel forgotten and entitled, who feel themselves to be the chosen ones, the Zionist zombie Zumbans, the chutzpahdik charlatans and chancers. You wonder about their teleology. Is it happening? Is it coming on? What is this failure to thrive? We take a deep breath. Us 36, we understand the Galgan humor. We understand that the only way to do this is to make it a funny story. A funny story about a hairpin turn in the Holocide Rubicon that we missed in the greatest Cubist tradition. We are the Extremadoran conquistadores. After the Reconquista, during the Inquisition in America, as God is my witness, and the Grand Inquisitor is a pussy grabber. You take a deep breath. You wonder, is it still Trump time? When will I wake up? And what do you do to lubricate the levels? And you wonder, what is the revelatory, orgasmic reality enlightenment? I read TPP, that's Tantric Practice Partnership, sets the stage relationally, relativistically, rapturally. We are all Republicans now. And you take a deep breath. You wonder, can I do this even? Is this the end time? Could this be where we're going? It seems lacerative laxative. It seems unfair and unbalanced, like the first American birther dream. 6 degrees C is 666, and Larson C just fell off. I wish I could trust I-self, 'cause who else could we co-depend on? With the mutual obligatorism. The mitochondria are swarming, making energy, and it's not dipolar. This codependent, patriotic, mercerized, mainstream Murdoch message. It's necrophilia, apocryphal. Oh no. Ui, Gewalt. The Koch 1% master narrative official story is bullshit. Balance on business as usual, capitalist, boomer, bummer. Boomeranging, bromances, haranguing us with their hell realms. My boomerang won't come back. It's Woodstock time. You perform for your friends with little help from your friends. And you set your expectations. The whole Koch 1% master narrative official story makes capitalism the bottom turtle, market capitalized like Tesla or Facebook or Amazon or, God help us, Google. Greed, God, grow. Ask the guru within about the market capitalism, metadata, and the Bitcoin on the blockchain, and the Midas touch of the toupeed and tonsured Trump. The orange hair taking a haircut. The ontogeny recapitulates the phylogeny in Don Jr. Us 36. Grateful is the G-spot. We start there. Get thee my narcissistic personality disorder in the DSM 7.7, my Taisho and my testosterone and my tonkas in our herbal administration. It's Herbie for precedent, for practice of intention and intuition. Enlightenment is the only antidote. Take a deep breath. This here, it's a guided meditation. It's a harmonic convergence, left loosely, practicing intention and intuition, and you don't ever often get to yesterday and the harmonium, her coming, me not, hitting the wow. I can do this. You tell the breathtaking truth to BFFs. Geologically, we're toast, Trump toast. in the twilight zone, and anything else is a Twinkie defense and a gala, a Lollapalooza of a lie is Trump time. The nightmare continues on a daily basis. I keep expecting to wake up to Tweedledee and Hillary on a daily beast basis. Trump is the wood of my Woody. At Woodstock, Tourette tested the worstest case scenario. A response to climate crisis, it's irregardless. Burying our collective unconscious existential threat deflation is the head of a tick-borne Trump time twilight zoned alt-Reich tight righty Laban's Republicant Lebensroom. And us all, we sitting here with our Trump time and TMJ and our white mainstream justice and white wealth privatized, peripersonal, BIID, the Gaian bodily identity integration You wonder, can I do this even? What if the diagnosis is neo-NPD, a narcissistic, narco-Macron, neuro-Trump-tastic, triumphalistic triptych, and the eugenicals, Gerald Amaralt, and the satanic rituals at the preschools and the daycares. Remember the 80s and the Resolution Trust. It tires you out. How do you manage in the Goldilocks zone where life happens and cosmogenesis and cosmosis with the cosmic microwave background behind you, and Trump time is a tarot card. The Ten of Swords, the simplest. It's a death panel with great decimation. The tithing, the great I thing has begun. The stage is set for the coal-fired counter-future, we Eurekan, eukaryotic, semi-sapiens. Say it loud. Say it unproud. Our oligarchic, obligatory, ominous ontogeny. Our mutualism is recapitulated. The 1% corporate entity is personal. God-S is the key. Us 36 worship God-S and her witnessence. Us 36, the main meme. We are Maranos, Mariscos, in the Reconquista, oi, yo, the statue in Brooklyn. How big is Bigley? How false is the fraud news network? Existential threat deflation is rampant. Deflategate really happens, as did OJ and Ozymandias. and the ossuarial ek onk kar in the Wolfram Aleph Muniverse. The Coke cult continues. It's Trump time. The caste casts the spell of the 1%. The teleology is client climate Scientology. Are we clear? Keep it up if you can get it up. And don't forget extension 2112 with 2020 hypo visions of Trump time. That's the hypernormal. With the score by the replacement refs, remembering the future with Dr. Stan animated. This here now is a Hail Mary, Ribono Shel Olam, Inshallah, Oye, Mira, all the time in the world we got. And it ain't irregardless here in the red zone of the Holocene, the Anthropocide, inside out, our self-imposed self-suppositories. They're working. And watch for the externalities. You get to where you're going. You win or lose, but it's a lose-lose game, this Coke 1%. And until no more is possible,